Vagina workshop. I learned this from a woman who runs the Vagina workshop. A woman who believes in vaginas, who really sees vaginas. A woman who helps other women see their own vaginas by seeing other women's vaginas. In the first session, the woman who ran the workshop asked us to draw a picture of our own unique, beautiful, fabulous vaginas. That's what she called it. She wanted to know what our own unique, beautiful, fabulous vaginas looked like to us. One woman, who was pregnant, drew a big red mouth screaming with coin spilling out of it. Another, very skinny woman, drew a big serving plate with a kind of Devonshire pattern on it. I drew a huge black dot with little squiggly lines around it. The black dot was equal to a black hole in space. And the squiggly lines were your people or things or your basic atoms that got lost there. I always thought of my vagina as an anatomical vacuum, randomly sucking up particles and objects from the surrounding. I did not think of my vagina in practical or biological terms. I did not, for example, see it as something attached to me. In the first session, the woman who ran the workshop asked us to look at our vaginas with hand mirrors. Then, after careful examination, we were to verbally report to the group what we saw. Now, I must admit that everything I knew about my vagina up until this point was based on hearsay. I'd never really seen the thing. It never occurred to me to look at it. My vagina existed for me on some abstract plane. It felt reductive and awkward looking at it like we were in our shiny blue mats with our hand mirrors. It reminded me of how the early astronomers must have felt with their primitive telescopes. I found it quite unsettling at first, my vagina. Like the first time you see a fish cut open and you discover this other bloody, complex world inside, right under the skin. It was so raw, so red, so fresh. And the thing that surprised me the most was all the layers. Layers inside layers, opening into more layers. My vagina amazed me. I couldn't speak when it came my turn in the workshop. I was speechless. I had awakened to what the woman who ran the workshop called vaginal wonder. I wanted to lay there on my mat, my legs spread, examining my vagina forever. It was better than the Grand Canyon. And full of grace. It had the innocence and freshness of a proper English garden. It was funny, very funny. It made me laugh. It could hide and seek, open and close. Then, the woman who ran the workshop asked us how many of us women in the workshop had orgasms. 2 women tentatively raised their hands. I did not raise my hand, but I had orgasms. I did not raise my hand because they were accidental orgasms. They happened to me. They happened in my dreams, and I would wake in splendor. They happened a lot in water, mostly in the bath, once in Cape Cod. They happened on horses, on bicycles, sometimes on the treadmill at the gym. I did not raise my hand because although I had had orgasms, I did not know how to make one happen. I thought it was a mystical magic. something I could lose. It was me, she said, the essence of me. It was both the doorbell to my house and the house itself. I didn't have to find it. I had to be it. Be it. Be my clitoris. Be my clitoris. I lay back and closed my eyes. I put the hand mirror down. I watched myself floating above myself. I watched as I slowly began to approach